So yeah, before we start, I want to ask, is anyone willing to share how it was like developing your CV, building your CV when you went through the CV ebook? Did anything like stood out for you? Did you like gain a new insight, or while you're developing your CV generally, what stood out for you? How was the experience like? Let me know. Anybody?
Hi, Adedolapo. Good evening.
I Jude.
Good evening, every other person in the house. Um, and to be honest, when I went through the ebook, I found out that there was some how would I put it, some little flaws on my own hand. Okay, and when you talk about the chronological um, format for CV and the combination should I use the word combination now? So I don't even know which one I should use.
Good.
So
It's fine.
because the problem I had is that I switched careers. Okay, I switched career. Okay, I I did a computer science diploma. That's what I used for some years to work. After that, I switched to IT. Okay, that's before the certification. I switched to IT. Okay, I was using that to work. IT support, sorry. After that, I now switched to teaching. So my journey was like moving from one sport to another. So I switched to teaching, coming back again, back to IT support after some years. Now, that was a big challenge for me because there was this gap, and the part I found myself was somehow not related to the previous one where I was coming from. So it was a big challenge for me until I read that CV guide. So I was able to put things in order, but there were some other things that were still missing because when I was reading the CV guide, I was looking for the template. I couldn't find a template. So I saw the resume template. So I was now following the resume template to build my CV. At the point I got confused, I said, no, this is not right. Because I now go back to the CV guide. I looked at it. I saw the way you listed each of the items that will be on the CV after the order. So I now follow that order. So that was where I now, because the first one I sent, there was no response from I4G. So I was like, could it be it was wrong? So I went back to the drawing board and I looked at that order, the way you arrange it, starting from professional summary, um, education like that, up to where you get to the point where you said had other component of the CV. So I followed that order. Now my question is, what about voluntary works? Oh no, you answered that question in the chat. You answered the question in the chat, so I won't ask it again. So that was just my experience anyway. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. And thank you for the amazing feedback as well. I feel like the question that I intend to ask is how do you arrange the titles in your CV in order of importance? Like the what's it called? The template that is in the guide is to
Yes,
give you an
exactly.
overview
Yeah.
of yeah, I get you. Thank you. Is to give you an overview of what your CV should look like. However, depending on the role that you're applying for or your expertise, I'm still going to get there hopefully. But it's great that since you are bringing it up now, I'm just going to say it now. You can decide to okay, not me for instance. Let's say because what I studied in school is very different from what like program management or career coaching, right? I studied a science course. So before now, I used to have my education after in fact, my CV, I don't have a professional summary on my CV like before because I'm still going to update my CV. And I feel like in updating my CV, I'm going to add the professional summary. Why I didn't have the professional summary is because I literally just started my career in program management, right? And I feel like I want to have some more experience in program management before I can make my professional summary all about program management. And I'm also thinking like, do I want to do program management on like, is it a career path that I want to go into? Like I want to do moving forward. I'm still in the process of making that decision because I know like a lot of you, like thank you again, Jude, for bringing up the fact that you have done several things. I feel like I don't think I've done as much things as you have done, but I've at a point in time in transitioning into tech, I have delved into several things, but I've been able to make them sync into each other such that I can leverage like even if what I'm doing now is not content writing, I've been a content writer, right? I can talk about content writing in a way that has helped me become a better manager. Do you get? So I feel like I've been able to like make all of the things that I've done in the past sync. And if I'm going to apply for any job in the managing in any management job or any role, any managerial role, I can leverage my present skill. It's all about how you position yourself, the skills that you have, and how you are able to communicate the skills that you have. So for somebody like me that I studied a science course in school, my education would not be in the forefront of what would be on my CV or my resume because there's no impact that it is giving for the role that I'm looking to apply for, since I'm not applying for a science role or I'm not applying to become a lab scientist, all of those things. Do you get? So for someone that studied computer science, for instance, and is now a software engineer, might feel like, okay, probably, like when you read job description, sometimes they ask you like, have a bachelor's degree in a relevant role, right? The person might decide to have his education after his professional summary. But me, for instance, that I studied a science course and I'm now in program management, I don't see how they sync. I would have my education, like it's going to be the last section in my CV, which actually make perfect sense because I want my recruiter to see what is at the forefront. Like the most important thing is my experience, the things that I've done, and how I've been able to communicate the things that I've done in program management or in managerial role, basically. Do you understand? So while you have done a lot of things, I feel like Jude, for instance, now you will have a lot of experience and your CV would be so long. And if you're looking to apply for, let's say now you are going into digital marketing or social media marketing or any marketing niche, you might not want to add you being a teacher on your resume. You might like don't feel bad to remove it there. But however, if you want it to be there, is it's all about how you can communicate it. Like when your recruiter is asked, like if like I feel like you might not need to add it in the sense that before the aim of a CV is to get called for an interview. And I'm okay. I've started already. While I'm answering this question, I'm going to start. Then I'm going to share some CVs, and I'm going to like give feedback and then take questions. I think that should work. So the aim of you submitting a CV is to get called for an interview, right? Your recruiter does not know you, probably not. Like if you apply online or apply anywhere, they probably do not know you or do not know the things that you can do. That is why it is important to put your best foot forward, to communicate excellently, to take your time to develop your CV such that anybody that sees it instantly wants to speak with you. Do you understand? Like, how would I what would I relate a CV as? It's like your um what was it called now? It's like your business card or your selling points. Like your recruiter, they've not met you. I really need to emphasize this because people create their CVs in a very shabby format. Like there was a time that I4G Circle they had this 30 CV challenge. I think 3 day CV challenge. I was part of those that reviewed CVs, about 200 plus CVs, and it was a struggle to even pick. At the end of the day, we have like people that did excellently well, but it was a struggle to have 50 great CVs because I feel like I will see some CV and I feel like there's no way you can get a job with this kind of CV. Anybody that sees your CV is instantly not interested in what is even in the content in what you are writing in this CV. And because some CV are just really long, like if you look at if on LinkedIn, for instance, if you see a job ad, by the time you check it by tomorrow, you see a lot of people that have applied. Sometimes in hundreds they've applied. Now maybe it's just a recruiter that is going to review those number of CVs. How many seconds do you think it will take for a recruiter to judge if the CV is good or not? So in school, sometimes our lecturers, our teachers will tell us that sometimes it is a person's handwriting that interests them. If the person is even writing nonsense, they want to read it because they'll be like, how can this person have such beautiful handwriting? And some people can write well, some people are intelligent, but they have bad handwriting. And you don't know what your lecturer has gone through throughout the day. Maybe it's just settling in, and then the person has to like strain his eyes to understand what is written. Sometimes they don't have that patience, and well, we all pray to God that we should not meet such people that will just mark us wrong without going through what we have done. But it is really like that. Like put yourself in a recruiter's shoe. You have to review 100 plus CV. And then the CVs that you are seeing, maybe the format is not aligned, or maybe somebody even sent the wrong document, or somebody just like send it in a Word format, and then your what's it called, maybe when you are going to open it on your own system, the format has been distorted, is not aligned anymore, and you're just like, why is this person stressing me? And you just like glance through. You can search it online. How many minutes does it take for a recruiter to like decide if this is a good CV or not? It takes less than 10 seconds. Immediately I see a CV, I already know what to expect. And 90% of the time, I'm usually right. Like, beats me. I'm usually right about what I'm indeed expecting. So I really need to emphasize the fact I've had people tell me that you'll come and meet me and be like, Dolapo, I saw a job opportunity is closing tomorrow. I realized that I don't have a CV or something. I need to be the CV. Like, you can't do a rush work and expect an excellent result, right? It's possible, like I can create a CV in less than sometimes, to be very honest, I sleep on CVs because when I read a professional summary, when I'm writing a CV for somebody, I want to make sure, like, when a recruiter reads this thing, the person is instantly interested in you. Maybe but you might not even meet the criteria of that role, but when the person reads it, they know that you have sense. They want you in their team. They just want to meet you. They want to hear from you. Do you understand? So it takes hard work. You might feel like you can do it now. It's just to like put up everything that you have done together and submit it. If you do it like that, you get your results. You just like you're not getting called back and all of those things, right? So I really need to emphasize the fact that you have to make sure that your CV is dope, like it is cute, it is really excellent, right? Such that when your recruiter sees it, they want to meet with you, they want to speak with you, they want to be interested in you. So yeah, Jude, I hope moving forward, I think I'll answer all your questions because I don't want to spend much time in just answering only your questions, and there are other things that I want to do. So what I'll just say moving
You,
forward is that you might want
you've
to
done
hold up.
justice to it. You've
All
done
right,
justice
perfect.
to it. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Thank you. Great. So if you see like this work that you have done in the past does not align with what you presently want to do, and you don't know how to leverage your skills from your previous job in this job, it is completely fine to remove it. The goal is that you want to make sense to your employee, to your potential employer, right? You want to make sense to your recruiter. So that's the goal, and you want to make sure like you hit that goal. So Fifi, if you've been a teacher before, you don't know how to talk about how teaching aligns with marketing, of which if you really think deep down, there are some things that you can bring out from being a teacher that you can use to level. You can say, for instance, you can say something like, while I was a teacher, I taught a class of 6 students, organized this thing, created a, I think you write lesson note as a teacher, you have calendars, you like those things, you can leverage it and talk about how it will help, how it has helped you or will eventually help you as a marketer to become good in maybe creating content calendars, in speaking with people, in getting people convinced, in impacting knowledge and all of those things. Do you understand? So yeah. So moving forward, I'm going to like go straight into, I'm just going to try to share my screen and oh boy, hold on. I want to make sure that okay. And just review some of the CVs that some people that have submitted their CVs and give feedback. Yeah, this is it. I think this is it. Yeah, share screen. Okay, please let me know if you can see my screen. Can you see it?
Yes, I can see your screen.
You can see a screen.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you. So this is the cover letter template that we added to your challenge to use to develop your skills. To use to write your cover letter. I'm not going to start from there. And this is the dummy job vacancies that we came up with so that you can, some people do not know how to apply for jobs. And I'm going to tell you how you can leverage once you see a job, what's it called? Like your CV is a living document, likewise your cover letter, you get to update it as you gain experience, and you can also leverage, you can adjust your CV to fit the job role that you're applying for, right? So looking at these responsibilities now, like you can say that this person that will be applying for a social media manager role should be able to create and execute social media campaigns that aligns with our brand voice and marketing objectives, develop engaging content, monitor and respond to comments, manage and optimize social media advertising campaigns, analyze social media performance. So looking at this now, you already know what they are looking for. So if you have experience creating content, I feel like you should add it to one of your job roles, maybe in the past, either with your personal brand or with a dummy personal brand that you're working with, or even while you were taking the Coursera course, right? I believe like you were asked to manage a page, like create a page and manage it. And at the point of doing that, you got to create content. Even while this talent bootcamp is going on, you've written newsletter, you've created campaign for payday, remember, and you've done several activities that you can actually talk about, that you've done this and this and this and this and that. So it's not just the things that you know, it's how you are able to meet their need. You can be a good social media manager, but you don't meet all these needs because you don't know how to communicate the fact that you can do all of these things. You're just like you can be the perfect candidate, but if you don't communicate that you're a perfect candidate, there's no way they would know because they've not even invited you to come and speak. Do you understand? So it is what they see in your CV that they'll work with. So you already know that these people are looking for this, this, and this, right? So you know how to tailor your CV, provided you have these skills. Even if you don't have all of them, right? It's okay. So even if you have 3/5, apply. Don't wait until you are 100%, you are a perfect candidate, like you're 100% fit for a role before you apply for the job, because most of the times you get to learn on the job, right? You also see this requirement, especially this part is just for formal, not in all industries, but tech especially, because tech is they say tech is a new oil. Basically, people start out their career in tech. There are few universities that teaches cybersecurity, for instance, that teaches marketing. For me, I graduated as a science lab technologist now. there is no programmer, there's nothing like program management in my school because the University of Technology, right? There's nothing like digital marketing. So meaning that my recruiter would even know that I learned by myself on my own, maybe by volunteering or taking internships. Like I have hands-on experience, and I most likely did not study mass communication or marketing or anything, right? So this is subjective. Like it's not really, it's a criteria in some industry, but in tech especially, is not usually a criteria. Because even those that study computer science in university, right? I'm not sure they were taught how to do a lot of practical stuff that they can now do. Do you get? So you can see the experience, 0 to 1 year of experience. So you know very much that is a junior role. I want to encourage you, just in case it's you can the years of experience required is like 1 to 2 years. It's still like a junior level role, so still apply, because most of the times, right, now you are doing a lot of things by yourself. You are really working hard, but you've not had the opportunity to maybe volunteer or to work in a proper job. But you are doing things by yourself and you're confident in the work that you are doing. Do you understand? So you probably have, if you had the opportunity to work in a job or volunteer, you'd have probably been able to like beat your hand to your chest and say you have about 1 to 2 years of experience. But since you've not been opportune to do that. You've done a lot of stuff by yourself, and you know what you can offer, right? So still apply, even though it is 1 to 2 years. Do you get? So you have basic understanding of social media platforms. They say basic understanding. So don't say, I cannot advertise. I've not used Facebook ad before. I've not used Instagram ad before. Say basic understanding. So even if it's on YouTube that you learn, just have the idea. Just be able to answer basic questions about it. You don't have to be a pro. If they needed a pro, they would have put it there like they needed a pro. Do you understand? So don't be discouraged, still apply. And you can say experience creating and all of those things, strong attention to detail and organization skills. Again, look at these things that they are highlighting. So in your CV, you know what to put there already. Attention to detail, organizational skills. Thank God we had, thanks to Anifar again, we had soft skills training, right? So you know what all these things mean. Because I've been in an interview where the man picked all of my soft skills, like every soft skills that was on my resume, picked it one after the other and said, tell me how you've been able to use this skill. Ah, he picked the other one, leadership. Tell me how you've been able to use this skill in your previous role. Tell me how you've been able to, like, you never can tell how your interview would go. So don't lie. Like we've learned during personal branding, authenticity is key, right? So excellent communication skills, both written and verbal. So these things are ability to work collaboratively in a team environment. So these things already tell you what they are looking for. Let's see if it's the same thing for, it's even the same thing, Save. I think those key. So now you can tell that for a marketing, a marketer, there are key skills, key core skills that are required of you. And even if you don't have that skill, you should need to start working hard on how to harness, to own those skills. Do you understand? So, like understanding all of these things now. So I'm now going to go to, I'm going to open some CVs. So let me know if you can still hear me and if you can see what I'm doing. Can you?
Yes.
Yes, we can
Brilliant.
hear you.
Thank you. Brilliant. Thank
Yeah,
you
we
so much.
hear you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so this is Aisha Omoteosi Brimo. She's a public relations and advertising, but she's a public relations and advertising and digital marketing. Okay. I don't know. I think this part is where you talk about your skill. I think it should be a now. This doesn't look like, I don't know if this is a now. Should be like digital market. I was like, this should be a digital marketer. Like this is your name. This is your, it's like saying Adedola Kolawal, program management. Do you get? So what should come after is Adedola Kolawal, program manager. So this first, I don't know if you're on the call. You might need to change this to digital. It's supposed to be digital marketer because that's who you are. Do you get? So yeah, I don't have any issues with the font and all of those things. What I would say is that um I can't see consistency, like consistency in your font size. I know you are trying to make something stand out from each other, but it's still not how do I say, it's still not consistent. Do you get? Like I don't know if it's the same font, this and this. But I feel like this one is bigger. Like where you talked about your role and the years your years of experience or how long you have been in that particular role. I feel like this font is bigger than this one. The content, the what's it called? The font. I like the fact that you maintained consistency in your font style, like the kind of font that you used, but I feel like the size of the font is not consistent. Like these stuffs now are bigger than this one. Sorry. Do you get? So maybe it's something that you should work on. It doesn't really have to be tiny or too big. Just make sure that there is consistency in it. I like how like, your name is bold and all of those things. Do you get? But I know you can adjust all of those. So I'm going to read you about me now. So about me sounds more casual to me. Now I'm saying it like to me sounds casual. I feel like you can say something like professional summary or career objective. That sounds a lot more professional than about me. This is a career document. Your CV, your cover letter is a career document, right? So, you say you are a keen and passion-driven mass communication graduate with owned strong written, oral, and interpersonal communication skills to render professional service with good character, integrity, and competence. This is not bad, but I feel like if you had subjected this to Grammarly or maybe ChatGPT, it could have actually helped you make it more understandable. I know you are trying to like, it feels like this is a sentence and you all did English language, right? I feel like it feels too long for a sentence. I feel like you could have broken it down to like two sentences and it would have been perfectly fine. Also, I realized that this is not aligned. Now, you'll be surprised that I'm not saying that don't write this because I feel like all the things I'm still going to read this part, right? But this ones that I'm reading because I don't have issues with English language or anything. Now I'm looking at the things that does not sit right with me. You'd be surprised that the things that does not sit right with your recruiter are things that you don't even expect. They may be like, why is it not aligned? Because why I'm actually particular about alignment is because it makes your format beautiful, right? And maybe because I started my career as a content writer, whenever I submit copy to my boss, then I just have to control J it, like I have to justify it because it has to be aligned. Because it actually makes it look beautiful. Do you get? I'm going to show you an example now. Look at this for instance. This also safe is not aligned, but let me say Control A and I try to like you can see this looks more beautiful than as it was before. Look at how it was before. Like these edges, just I don't know, it makes me feel like you didn't do a perfect job, right? But when you like justify it, like okay, I'm not going to justify everything. And it just makes it looks more interesting now. When we write projects, I don't know if everybody have graduated, if you graduated from university, but those are the things that my what's it called was looking at. Like it would be like this thing is not aligned. It looks so rough, so like it's not just perfect, right? And I'll be returned to go and work on the whole project again because it is not just aligned. So you want to make sure like you are excellent in the things that you do. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So you can make sure that it is aligned. Like I feel like this
Do
is
you
a
mean like
big deal.
justify?
Yeah. Yeah, justify. Like when you justify a document, it is perfect on both edges. It has
Yeah,
both.
yeah, yeah.
Is that you? Is that Aisha? No, that's not Aisha. That sounds like a guy voice.
No, 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 it's manual.
All right, Manu. Sorry. All right. So yeah, just justify your documents and make sure like it is perfect. And I like the consistency in your use of though very not very very. I feel like you maybe you like this. What is this thing called? this one and this one, this highlights. I feel like you played a lot with it. I would have actually loved it more if you were consistent with the bullet points. Yeah, that's the word. Like the same bullet points. Having like mixed bullet points, just like I feel like you like bullet points a lot. You just want to use everything in your document, right? So now I'm going to go to your experience. You
Sorry,
said
sorry,
journalism intern.
sorry. I
Sorry.
am
All right. Yeah,
I'm
sure, I can.
I'm very sorry for cutting you, but I think unless I want to like I'm wrong, I think she's trying to like sublet like let's say on the part of the experience, the nation newspaper, she used a bullet
Okay.
point, then she used another
To
like sub
indicate
bullet
that is the
to
name
indicate
of, yeah,
yeah,
I
you
get
understand?
it. That's brilliant. Yeah. Okay. Well, I feel like from another recruiter's perspective, it doesn't really, like, it's not a deal breaker for me. I'm just saying, but that's an interesting perspective. Thank you for sharing. So, as a journalism intern, like I like how that your role, what you did, your role is came first, right? Then where you worked at, and your year of your duration at the place that you're working. And also, like you say, collect and analyze information about newsworthy events to write stories for. This is beautiful. Because if you went through the guide that we sent to you, the CVE book, you see the hack that is there, which is it talk about action, task, and results. Like you talk about the action word, like is the things that you did, right? You quantify it with an action word. I've seen a lot of CV where they'll say, I am this, I am that. Like I did this, I did that. That doesn't sound it doesn't it sound less assertive. It doesn't sound like it doesn't give that punchy vibes. But when you say collect and analyze, when you say gather, when you say write or writing, you should understand it gives more assertiveness to that bullet point, to that experience, right? So you were able to like say collect, analyze information about newsworthy events, to write stories for publication. Beautiful. Gather and verify factual information through interview, observation, and additional research. Beautiful. Writing 2 articles. I feel like you can say write instead. Write 2 articles per week. I know you are still at the job, which indicates that you're present. So that is why all of these things are like your take note of your what's it called? Your tenses, present and past tense. If you are still working at a job, you are it indicates that you are still doing that. So collect is very correct. So I prefer write 2 articles per week on news, social issues, contemporary topics, etc. If you want to make this a lot more interesting, you can add the result of whatever that is to you, because you can now say something about these 2 articles. You're not just writing it, it is being posted, it is being either posted online or written in newspaper. So if you can talk about how the impact of those articles, maybe which add about 50 comments on them, like something that just makes that task more interesting. Do you understand? Like, don't just say like you did this. If you can have the impact that what you did gave, do you get? It would immediately make it more interesting. It gives your recruiter the sense that you know what you are doing, you're following up on what you are doing. You're not just working, but you are keen on the impact of what you're doing, of the work that you are doing, right? So yeah. So this also the nation's newspaper, Material Lagos. I feel like compared to your first experience, a news intern should come first. Like there's your then the name of the organization should come next. I think you should correct that. Then what you did there, this indicates that you've left the job. Collection and verification of news information, writing and editing of news
Sorry,
stories. Sorry, go
I,
ahead.
sorry, I did a lot. Sorry to cut you. Please, can you repeat what you said regarding the employer
Yeah,
and
okay.
the
I
role, please?
okay. Like your role should come first before the name of the company. Like here, for instance, now journalism intern came first, which is perfect because as a recruiter, I want to see your role, like the things that you have done. I don't care. I care less about the company that you have worked with. I want to see your role. If you have been a whatever role that you have been in. I want to see if it aligns with the person that I'm looking for. So this is perfect. But the second one, I think this is an oversight. I think news intent should come first and should be boldened, just like this one is boldened. And then the name of the organization should come below next because it is less important. Do you get? Is that understandable?
Yes. What about the year, the period, please?
Yeah, I don't again, I'm usually very careful when I talk about templates because of the templates that this lady used, which is okay, right? So you can write it like this. I feel like I like the fact that she'd maintain consistency in shortening the month. Like February, she used Feb, and she maintained it with December, Dec, March, Ma. If I was the one, I would have preferred that she writes it in full. But I understand that this template is what she was following, so she was limited to being expressive about it. So one important thing is that when you're arranging your job roles, your experiences, you should arrange it with your most recent job role. Do you get, like, where you are presently or where you just left should come first. Then you can now arrange it in the order with which you have worked. Because I'm interested in your most recent capacity as a recruiter. If you go and put your very first job at the top, it's something that probably doesn't interest you anymore. So it will probably be filled with a lot of mistakes because you feel like you're just learning on the job. And before I now read it to the last one, I'm probably not even interested anymore. I will not read it with the same enthusiasm. Like it's just like putting your best foot forward, basically. Do you get? So that's why it's advisable that you start with your most recent job role, then to your least recent job role. Is that clear,
Yes.
Jude?
But what actually, my question is, when you talk about the arrangement of the job role and the employee or the company, the period, that's the date, the duration, where should it be attached? Should it be attached to the job role as in the same line or attached to the company on the same line? I don't know if you get my question
I
right.
get you. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to answer your question. Please hold on. I said it's subjected to templates. Like this template, I don't work with these templates, but with this kind of templates, the year is not bad where it is. Do you understand? But I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to tell you what is right. I'm going to tell you what is acceptable. This is acceptable because it's not on that year. Like it is where it's supposed to be. Just either it is beside the role or your name or whatever, the fact that it is attached to the company or is attached to either the company or your what's it called, your role is acceptable. Sha don't put it after you have written everything. Don't go and put it under year or go and put it somewhere that is very ridiculous. Do you get? But I'm going to take questions later on. Let me just quickly wrap up with this. And okay, so she said collection and direction of news information, writing and editing of news stories, transcription of audio and video information. Now, my issue here is the tenses that she used. She has left this work, so I expect to see past tense. Your recruiter might be a English language major, somebody you don't know, and this might really be like a turn off for the person. So when you say writing indicates that you are still doing something, whereas you have left the role. So I think you should work on this. And like I said earlier, if you can add the impact of the things that this thing did, would be really nice and impactful. Like really make your work stand out. Do you get? If you're on the call, I hope you make that correction. And your education, beautiful. I don't really have much to say. Again, this your format, your this CV or resume is subjected to this format that you picked. So it's now in the part of your recruiter's this thing. I feel like it's not bad at all. But if your recruiter is like was like doesn't like this skinny, That's why I would advise that you use Word documents to write your CV, because Word document, you have little issue with Word documents. But when you start using Canva and you're not a designer, this one is even nice. I like the alignment, like the blue and black that she used. Some people will try to like just overdo everything and it just comes out ugly eventually. Do you get? So I'd like just type it in Word doc to save yourself anything. But this is not bad at all. This is not bad at all. So that being said, let me see if this is. I'm not going to. If this is a cover letter, I'm not going to review it. I'm going to review somebody else's cover letter. Let me see. This is a cover letter. All right. This is okay. This person took to my advice. Used. You can see, like, again, I don't know why the first thing that I'm thinking of is the alignment. This is PDF, so I can't even edit it, right? So, like, look at, like, that's just something that stuck out for me. Like, immediately I saw it, I'm like, the alignment. It's not a deal breaker for me. I'm just saying, like, to make your work more beautiful, if you can justify your documents. Do you get? So yeah, this is beautiful. I like Lagos, Nigeria, your phone number. I if you again, I hope you actually went through that guide, but if you did not, I'll just tell you, baby, Sha. This your +234. The reason why it is important is because, or your area code is because you might be applying to a international company, and then I want to reach you via your phone number. Not everybody knows that Nigeria is +234. If I even ask you now, what is Kenya's area code? Or what is Uganda's area code? You don't know. But so not everybody would not know, but I feel like majority, because if you ask me, I don't know. Right? So it's just simple. Just save your recruiter distress. Right? Save your recruiter distress of having to go to, like, if I'm a recruiter now, I put 0. I want to call you. I don't know Nigeria's area code, then I'll now have to go and search. I'll probably just say, okay, I'll do that later. And if I see another CV that is better than your own, I might just forget that I should call you or whatever. You get? So yeah, this is great. This is nice. I don't think I have anything much to say about this. I feel like the reason why this person didn't post the name of the company is because the person didn't know that it's a dummy job. Because I think I saw a question like that on the group where someone was asking me what's the name of the company. Yeah, so I'm going to forgive that. I'm going to let that pass. So, dear hiring manager, I'm writing to express my strong interest in the entry level digital marketing, blah, 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 blah. As a certified digital, okay, I love this. This is so confident. Like, I'm interested already. Okay, tell me. So now, before I review this, I'm going to tell you what a cover letter is. A cover letter is like a formal letter. Most companies do not ask. I feel like but sometimes they have. So when they do, please have it on ground. And also something that I see people do a lot, they forget to adjust their cover letter. Unlike your CV, like, you might not adjust. I feel like you should actually update your CV and look at it again before you apply for a job, for another job. But in case cover letter is not something that you overlook and say like, oh, I have one cover letter, let me attach. No. Because number one, the name of your this thing should actually be of the company that, so you have to edit it. You have to make sure like you are adjusting it to the role that you are applying for. So don't just do it blindly. I know some people apply to, I've seen someone told me that he applies to like 10 jobs in a day. I'm like, do you actually edit your document before or you just use the same document to apply to the same, maybe even different roles or different? Do you even cross-check the requirements? Are you adjusting your CV part time? Like, I'm surprised because I know like people actually dedicate time to apply to jobs. Like people are applying to jobs. So. Like, so I'm just trying to say that make sure like you are adjusting it to the role that you're applying for. And a cover letter, see it like a storytelling, like the storytelling part of your CV. Okay, like in your CV, you highlight, like for instance, Aisha here. Is this Aisha? Okay, sorry. Aisha, how she had her work in bullet points. Now you want to make it a lot more interesting. I feel like if you're a storyteller, you do well with your cover letter. Do you get? So make sure that it is interesting. So it's still the same arc, task, your growth, action facts and the results or the impact, whatever of the things I did, right? So I like this as a certified digital and growth marketer. I have experience in various digital marketing tools and techniques. I feel like it would have been more interesting if you just chip in some of the things, some of the marketing tools and techniques. But I'm expecting to see it here. Another thing that I think you should add to your resume is your technical skills or the tools that you can use. At the first glance, when I edit resume, after the whole contact information and basic information about the person, after the professional summary, if I'm going to be adding the professional summary, the next thing I like to add is my technical skills. So that at the first glance, I can see the things that you can do, and I'm either interested or I'm not interested. Do you get? So when you're writing your cover letter, you want to chip in those things. Like for a marketer, for instance, now I expect to see things like content calendar, campaign, social media management. See something like see numbers. Like I want to see numbers. I want to see growth rates. I want to see your experience with analytics. I want to see numbers. I want to see percentages. If you read the what's it called, the guide, the CBE book very well, you will see where I said the importance of percentages is important. I want to see what's your email, the email that you write, the newsletter that you write, what's the open rate, what's the click-through rate, how is this email doing? If it's not doing well, what have you been able to, what is the reason? I want to just see element of those things. Do you get? So it is in your cover letter that you get to talk about those things. So I'm going to continue reading now. As a certified digital and growth marketer, I have experience in various digital marketing tools and techniques like use of this and that. Maybe you can use MailChimp, you can use Flodex, you can use I don't know, I'm not a digital marketer, but you get the gist, right? I am confident in my ability to contribute to your team's success. I love that. So now you now go to the next paragraph. You know, when you are writing letter in secondary school, when you are writing essay, I was taught, I don't know if it's the same thing for you, that you want, because you know I've been a content writer also, so you want to keep your reader hooked while you're like you want to do your best to make sure like your first paragraph will get the person hooked. Then you don't stop there. Make it more interesting with the next paragraph. So now what I'm expecting to see in the next paragraph is, okay, you say you're a certified digital and growth marketer. Tell me the things that you have done. Like I said, it's just like storytelling. So I really love this next paragraph. During my time in college, I completed several courses in digital marketing, including beautiful. Like these are the examples that I was talking about, right? SEO, social media marketing, and growth marketing. I also gained hands-on experience working on digital marketing projects for small businesses through internships and freelance work. Do you know, after this, I would have loved it more if you added numbers. Like maybe talk about one project that you, like for example, worked on these XYZ projects, which yielded blah, blah, blah results. Would have been like, oh, wow, I think you know what you're doing, right? So these experiences have equipped me with a strong understanding of digital marketing strategies and the ability to develop and execute effective marketing campaigns. Yes, I feel like anybody can say this. I'm not disputing the fact that this is excellent, this is beautiful, I love it, right? But anybody can say this. Now give me numbers, give me instances, give me like you understand what I'm trying to say, right? Like give me scenarios, situations, and all of those things. Do you get? So that is sweet. Then the next paragraph, in addition to my technical skills, beautiful. This person is about to talk about his soft skills. And you know, soft skills is like the bread and butter of a marketer, right? You have to be able to, you know, soft skills is very, very important. Do you get? In addition to my skills, I have excellent communication and collaboration. Do you know that these communication and collaborative activities are requirements in the job roles that we read earlier? So instantly I'm hooked as well. Like, okay, I possess leadership skills as well, and I am comfortable working in a team environment, and I'm skilled. Okay, I think there's Grammarly would actually, or maybe ChatGPT would have actually helped you rewrite this comfortably such that whoever is reading it, because this feels like too long for a sentence. Like Men is too long for it. I feel like you could have actually broken it into two. Do you get right? Maybe a full stop somewhere or a comma somewhere. She gets. I possess leadership skills as well, and I am comfortable working in a team environment. And maybe and is not needed there. I'm skilled in communicating with cross-functional teams to ensure successful project outcomes. I'm a quick learner and thrive in fast-paced environment. Again, this thing is they are really interesting. I love the use of words, but numbers, instances, situations would have made it more personal, would have made I feel like anybody can say they can do this and that and this and that. Now tell me examples of how you have been able to do this, right? If you just tell me examples, just give instances. I am excited about the opportunities to work and blah 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 blah. You sincerely, Tony DK. I hope I pronounced that correctly. This is beautiful. Would have been better with numbers and instances, but I hope you get the idea of what a cover letter should look like, right? So I'm going to open another resume to edit. Let me open Jude. Jude has been asking me questions since. All right. When I say like use a Word doc, this is what I mean by a Word doc. Do you see? Right. So this gives you liberty to to write, to express. It's not really subjective. It's not subjective. You're not worried about the color or the design. You just write, like, and it's still very, very much acceptable. Do you understand? So yeah, Jude Isong, Lagos, Nigeria. I love your area code. Like, really, it's really a really good thing when I see it in resumes. Your email. And hey, something I did, I forgot to mention is, although I think nobody defaulted in that aspect, Jude Isong01 is a very good and professional email address. I've seen funny email addresses like pretty girl 123, cute boy 123, or I've seen like call me fresh something something or at gmail.com. I'm like, who is this person? I might be even be interested and just go and look you up on what's it called? Give me a minute, please.
That can relate.
All right. So like some people would I might even be interested. I'd be like, let me just look at this person, or maybe your email address is pretty Jude, sorry, or let me say handsome Jude Isong, because you have a picture here and it's handsome, right? I just gonna look you up and be like, you're not bad. Or I might just be like, handsome Jude Isong, really? Really? Do you think is this a are you applying to become a model? Like it's just a turn off. So just save yourself the stress of using your first and last name, right? And add if your first and last name is not available, or maybe all your three names are not available, maybe add a number, something very professional, right? And I like your link. I feel like I'm going to send a link to the group how that you can customize your LinkedIn link to make it more customized, such that you have just your first name and your last name, or maybe your first name and your last name and a number. So these things, all these numbers will not be there anymore, right? All right. Sorry, I'm not going back here. And yeah, you have a website, or I think it's a portfolio or something. Add it there as well. Anything to sell yourself, just put it there. And also another way that you can do this is let me copy this link, for instance. Now, okay, let me copy. Okay, I'm going to copy it like this. Let me just copy this one like this. I'm going to let me say I want to type here, for instance. Another thing that you can do, if you feel like you don't want those links to be there, you can just say LinkedIn and you highlight your LinkedIn, then you embed your link here. Or let me see, cancel this. Then you embed your link there, and then you apply. So that way, once your recruiter sees, it's still the same thing as the link, because when I click on it, I'm immediately directed to your LinkedIn link. So you can, if you feel like these old links is a hassle because it can, and you want to just have it like LinkedIn like this, so that's another thing that you can do, right? Yeah. Or better still, maybe just customize your link. I'm going to send a link to the group that can help you do that. So your professional summary, number one, what if you're not applying for, there are certain roles that you apply for that require like you put your picture. Like putting your picture is not bad. See, it's not even bad at all. So far is a professional headshot, but you don't want to subject yourself to an unconscious bias. When your recruiter sees your picture, a lot of things runs through their head. You don't know if this person does not want to hire a male candidate. You don't know if this person does not want to hire someone that uses glasses. You don't know if this person will be like, anything can just happen. The person does can be like, you look like a Yoruba guy, or you look like an Igbo guy. I don't think I want a Yoruba guy on my team. I don't think, like, a lot of things, right? So except if you're applying for roles like maybe you're applying to become an air hostess, or you're applying to become a part of a crew cabin, or you're applying to become a model, or any things that just have you display your features, then having your picture on your resume can be acceptable. It's even actually needed. Some roles require that you had your height because they want to know how tall you are. If you're applying to become a model, for instance, they want to know your how tall you are, how built up you are. There are certain requirements, right? So I'm just saying this to say that this is not bad. Like this is a professional headshot. However, it can subject a recruiter to a lot of that he himself or she herself might not even know that she's being biased. Do you get right? So yeah, I'm just going to go straight right into this. Professional
Thank you,
summary.
Adebola.
Yeah, you're welcome. That's Jude, right?
Yes.
Okay, interesting. All right. So, dynamic social media marketing associate with 2 years of experience as an intern in with 2 years of experience. See, you don't have to put as an intern again. This thing will just it makes the old social media marketing associate redundant. So give me a minute, please. Yeah, sorry about that. So it made this social media marketing redundant. So please just remove this as an intern. Do you get? So dynamic social media marketing associate with 2 years of experience in creating and implementing effective social media strategies, skilled in content creation, creative thinking. I love this. Actually, it would have been better because it's a summary. So these things would have been better, like all of these things. We really have a lot of experience that are really good for a social media marketer, right? But maybe just remove them and have a section, just like this section, right? Just create another section that you say soft skills and highlight them there. They will do well there immediately after your professional course training or before. Just put it there, right? So that it feels like a lot. Maybe just say something like skilled in, maybe just mention one or two in skilled in social media um management and technical tools or and use of technical tools. Just say that. Then highlight this, have this highlighted in another section. Yeah, seeking a challenging opportunity to utilize my skills and expertise to drive social media engagement, enhance brand awareness, and drive business growth. Love it. Beautiful. So yeah, this is nice. Academic experience, University of blah blah blah, and this and this and this. Nice. I feel like your question to answer your question the other time, if you feel like this is not related to the role that you are presently looking to pursue, I think you should maybe put it. It's fine that it's after maybe your what's it called? Your experiences. It's fine that it's after your experiences. You get him. So yeah, I know I'm a bit fast, but I think I really need to touch bases on this. It's fine that you have your references on your CV. However, like these people can be contacted without your permission, because people say reference available upon request because they want to be able to, you need to have informed these people, right, that you applied for this role, and it's possible that they get called to, you apply for this role, it's possible that they get called to testify or something, so they are informed. So whenever they get a call saying that Jude Isong applied for a social media marketing role, they are not like, where are you calling from? Is this a scam? They don't, flare up, and you understand. So it's important. I think the reason why people say available upon request is so that they can inform. But if you are putting them, make sure like your references are kept in the loop. Like you are a reference on my CV. So in case you get called that I'm applying for this role, you get called about my background, in my educational background or experiences, know what to say. Okay. So something like that. So I think there's to say that. And the optional course, I love how they come immediately after your experience, your academic experience. Like I'm interested. I'm interested in the things that you can do, right? Yeah. I feel like, why not, instead of having two different categories, you can embed these links here easily, so that it's not, because this is long. As a recruiter, I feel overwhelmed because one, two, three, 4 pages really it feels too long already. So I know you have a lot of experience, but you want to save space. You don't want to waste your recruiter's time. So instead of that, instead of having them separately, just embed these links here and just say something like training and certification. Yeah, right. That would work. Yeah, so moving swiftly to professional slash work, I feel like you can have it as work experience. The document itself is professional, like your professional summary already sums it up. So just say something, just say work experience is fine. Yeah, next point, digital. Like, it's fine. Hey, to answer your question and anyone else that might have the same question, it's fine here. Like having it by this side on this lane is fine. Okay, it's fine. What I'm trying to say the other time is that just don't put it here, like in a ridiculous place. Don't put it here. Like, what is your year or duration doing here? Do you get? So it's fine. However, format that you are using, make sure like it is in a place that makes sense. This makes sense. Like it. So develop and execute effective advertising strategies and campaigns which increase the impression rate by 20%. I love this already because you're able to give me numbers. So I know how you can work. I know I know your impact, your goals, your results. Like I can see it, right? Collaborate with the graphics team. Love this. It highlights your collaborative skill, how that you're able to do that. You understand? To develop engaging content, including graphics, reel, and copy for the Twitter. Makes sense, a lot of sense. Create and manage ads, including targeting. See how you give examples. This is beautiful. Analyze campaigns, performance, and adjust strategies as needed to optimize for KPI. Love this. Makes sense. Provide regular performance reports and insights to stakeholders. Stay up to date with Twitter ad platforms, updates, and industry trends to ensure campaign success. Like if I read this and I need somebody to manage my Twitter account, I'll in fact contact you immediately because you look like you know what you are doing over there. So yeah, as a freelance Facebook page manager, sorry, excuse me, you're able to develop social media strategy, blah 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 blah. Create compelling, love this. Manage all Facebook organic content, including monitoring comments, love this. Messages, responding to customer inquiries, and maintaining a consistent brand voice. Really, really, really nice. Track and analyze Facebook. I feel again another thing also why I feel like this is really nice is because when there's something called ATS, applicant tracking system. If for like for big companies, for instance, like KPMG, that get a lot of applications. Like when they put an open position out, a lot of people apply. You don't expect recruiters to go through thousands of applications, so they subject your CV to an ATS. Can be job scan, or there's another one I can't remember right now. And this applicant tracking system is looking for specific keywords in your CV. If you're applying for a particular role, right? That's why some people don't get called back for interviews. The ATS wants to see key things that are specific to that role. Just that is why again I said that if you have experience that does not align with the role that you're applying for, feel free to remove it. Like, it will not cost you anything. Whenever you're applying for another role that requires such experience, put it there. I know for some people they don't have much experience, but there's a way that you can. But if you feel like that and you want that thing to be on your resume by force by fire, there's a way you can communicate. I've developed a CV for the person. This is a. I feel like I say it often whenever I'm hosting a CV class. You can. She's a air hostess. She's a air hostess. She's looking to apply to a cabin crew. I think she's I don't think she has any right now I can't remember, but I don't think she has any experience. She only has certifications. Like, she has a lot of certifications in what's the word? These people that are air hostess, there's a word for them, Sha. She has a lot of certifications in that regard, but she had not practiced. The only thing that she has done all her life is to work in a restaurant, and she's looking to apply to become an air hostess. So, but what I did was, as a waitress, you have to have communication skills. You have to be accommodating. You have to be able to attend to guests. So I only leveraged. I focused on core requirements of. I didn't say anything about she washing the dishes or she cooking food or she. I spoke. I was really centered about how she needed, how she was able to to be a very accommodating person. And as an air hostess, of course, you're attending to people. People management skills is important, and leverage it on how she would be able to. So when I was writing a professional summary, I was like, I've exemplified this and this characteristics as a waitress, and this is and characteristics, and I have this and these skills. So whoever is reading it immediately knows that this person has good man. It won't even show that this person was a waitress or is a waitress. In fact, it's just what you can see is that this person has good people management skills. So again, it takes an expert to do that. If you are patient, it is your skill, it is your life, your experience. I feel like you can adapt some particular soft skills to fit in any role that you're applying for. So back to what I was saying, your what's it called? Your this thing, like, there are some keywords that are very, very important. And I think Jude really highlighted a lot of keywords that are important for a freelance Facebook page manager. Do you get, which is very good. And marketing representative makes sense. Like, I'm just like, I know, like, your most recent rule, I'm already blown off by your most recent rule. I'll most likely pay less attention. But whenever I see numbers like this, I'm really interested. I want to see what you did. Provided quality customer experience and blah 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 blah. And the sales of the company by which increased patronage and sales. But this is excellent. This is an excellent job within the first 5 months. And this is an excellent job. I want to meet with you. I want to know how you did this, right? And all of those things. So award and achievement, award for academic. Maybe I light this to be like control B, like bolding it, so that everything doesn't just look the same, blah 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 blah, all of these things. Bolding this as well. Maybe bolding this as well. That's nice. I think your awards and achievements, I don't think they contribute to your role as a marketer. Maybe they should come after your tools. Because now I want to see your tools. This is a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. And let me say, I feel like they actually social media platforms. Maybe, of course, as a social media marketer, they expect that you are on social media platforms. So this might not be needed. I'm trying to help you compress space, like use the things that are important. Sorry, please give me a minute. I'm coming, please. So like use the things that are important, remove I think it's things like SEO, image optimization, anything that has to do with copyright, all of those things can come first. Then this I saw one this web development clinic can come later. Do you get? Because you want to showcase that, but it's not directly needed. Do you understand? So they can come like later. And yeah, this is good. So another thing that can help you, again, one of the turn-offs for me in this CV is the length of the CV, right? It's too long. 4 pages is too long. I feel like if you can adjust your font size, I think this should be 13 or 14. I don't know. But I think 12 is just perfect. If you can make it 12. Again, not this one. No, this one should be like 4. If this is 12, this should be 13. I like this one. This should be 18 like that or something, but I like it. Leave it like that. And this should be 12 because it's too long. I feel like it's too long. And this one should be like 13. Also, where's your underline? Your underline year should be year as well so that it looks consistent. Like, yeah, so that's my review on Jude's CV. Our time is fast spent. I want to take question, but let me see. I'm going to just take somebody else's CV. Cover letter. Don't save it. Then somebody else cover letter. Or just ask me question while I try to like answer your question out. Oh, interesting. Who ask question?
Please, I want to ask a question. I don't know if
Uh,
you can hear me.
I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay, please. As someone who doesn't have an experience, like I haven't started really running campaigns, so I've done one. So how do I, present myself to a company? I don't really know because I'm always
Okay.
saying like you actually need to have an experience, so years of experience and all that. So this is my
Okay.
first time, having to do something like this. That is,
To do something like
getting a
this.
tech skill. So I would like to
Okay, but
know.
have you? All right. Okay. I don't.
You wanted to say something.
Yeah, I want to ask if you have done any, if you've worked before at all, maybe volunteer or, yeah, volunteer. If you volunteer in any
Mm,
role before, you
I
haven't.
haven't.
Okay,
Although I'm
okay,
trying to use my personal, like my business page to, practice the things I've been learning or the things
yeah,
I've
that's
learned so far.
okay. That's something.
So, but
That's one.
then, I always see people just talking about the years of experience, and I'm like, I don't even have up to, how many months. So
Okay, I get it.
I've just run a campaign only once. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Okay,
really know.
all right. Okay, I get it. I get it. While when we first started, and I encouraged people that even if you've not worked in a company before, like you said, you're using your business page. That's like brilliant. You have a working experience already. Maybe if you can volunteer to help a friend, maybe create content calendar for her or him, or just volunteer, do a lot of personal stuff. It still doesn't mean that you cannot apply to jobs. However, you have to be honest. Or being honest doesn't mean you should ridicule yourself or say you don't have experience at all or anything. You can still be professional with the fact that you are looking for an internship role. Just say that you've done this and this with your personal page. They're seeking an internship role in an organization that can help you utilize the
Mm,
skills that you have learned in your experiences, right? Maybe don't put it as work experience. Just put it as experience. So it's up to your recruiter to imagine if it is volunteering or whatever it is. right? Those are acts that you can use. Just say experience, put the name of your personal brand, highlight the things that I'm sure like you are building your personal brand, right? So things that
Yeah.
you be doing is content creation. Maybe you have a content calendar, you're not just running on vibes, maybe you'd
Yeah.
have, if you want to run ads or something, habits, I'm sure you are tracking your analytics and you can see the growth rates. And if it is also declining, you are able to understand how it is declining. You're able to see maybe it is the time that you are posting, or like all of those things. That is why it is important that you document your journey, like just document the things that you're doing. So by the time, so with all of these things now, you can write a cover letter. You have one solid job experience in on your CV. You said you've not done anything at all, like you've not worked at all in any organization. One experience is not
Yeah.
bad. If you want it to be more, you can, like right now today, all those people that are supposed on WhatsApp, buy me this, buy me that, just volunteer to like speak with them. Like you are looking to, you can just for free, like you understand, volunteer to do
Yeah.
something for their brand. It's just one of that thing that you can add to your CV, and just actively seek to grow. So that when you are called, although you are saying you are looking for an internship role, right? I feel like you even get this thing faster. You could get called faster. It's not like they want to use you. It might appear like they want to use you, but you know what you want to get out of it eventually. So you not look for roles like that require like, see, even if it is 0 to 1 years of experience, apply. Even if it's 1 to 2 years of experience, apply. It all boils down to how you're able to communicate, right? Even if it is just your business that you are running and you are really running it, talk about how much you are putting into it, the things that you're actively doing on it. I'm doing this and this and this. I realized that this and this and this and this is not working. Then I did this and this and this and that. Before you know it, you've sold yourself. You people that even like that, like I get the fact that your resume and cover letter is like they've not met you, they've not spoken with you, and that's why you have to like put in your best to to position yourself right. Ask people, ask your friends that you'd like to manage their page, their account, or anything. There was something that we even asked you to do, like create a campaign for PD. When I saw somebody posted while she was writing, like at the end of the week, we asked you to like post on social media, and she wrote something. I checked her LinkedIn. She was like, she did this and this, and the way she said it, I'm like, it's not like no, right? She might know she's being really cute about it. Like it was really professional. No, no, it's not overdue. I wouldn't even say it is overdue, but she probably can do that. She can really create social media campaign, and maybe she has not had the opportunity to do it to work in an organization. But as a recruiter, if I see that and I be like, oh, I want to speak with this person, then when I now get to speak with you, I cannot decipher if you can actually do what you said you can do or not. Do you understand? But this thing is that, like we learned when we had our personal branding class, you have to be authentic and be honest. That is why you have to be clear on the kind of job that you apply for and how you communicate your expertise, right? Also putting yourself out there as you are growing your page. Share tips on LinkedIn, on Instagram, what is working for you, what is not working for you, what you realize, this and this and this and that. Share it. Also, like is an advice for everybody, including myself. Recently, like just this morning, a friend was telling me like, teach people these things that you know. I'm like, okay, aside the fact that time, right? I feel like I'm like, I have to teach this thing. But we actually, at the points that you had, there are people that don't know. Now, I think I'm giving career advice. There are people that don't know up to the point that some people have not taken courses on Coursera. They don't know jack about marketing, and they need you. They need you to guide them. They might even eventually take Coursera course or learn somewhere, but they might start learning from you. You might be part of their success story. Like looking at your page and all of these things is what has helped them to like pursue a career in marketing or something like that. Blah, blah, blah. So I'm just saying that, right? Just be honest and take on opportunities. Leverage your friends that are running businesses. Try to like help them to do stuffs. These things, put them in your CV. You are the one that did it, Abby. Put it there. when they call you for an interview, say that you did this and this and this and that, and you're able to most say internship, for instance, you have the liberty to learn on the job. When you say you're a clinical intern, I transitioned from I've actually done a lot of stuffs, but one core thing that I've done is content creation and content writing, being an editor. I've been a radio presenter, and I interned as a business strategist. And what else did I do? I've written business plan before, and I'm just like a writer, basically a writer, like writer and speaker, right? And by the time I would apply to become a program management, I started as an intern. I have good organization skills. The organization that I had was something that I learned from interning as a business strategist, and I can write. If you had seen, see, my CV is now even more top notch. But at the time, right, that I applied, and then I was even learning career advancements, how to become a career coach. Like I was being trained in becoming a career coach, right? So I don't know jack about program management. So I took the internship role, and I've been able to leverage all my skills from what I've learned before, right? From what I've had before, rather, and I'm able to leverage them to do well as a program manager. And now I'm a program associate. Do you get? So just be humble. Basically, I didn't say because I've been writing for years. Oh, I'm a business strategist. Too. I cannot take internship role in program management. It is a role that really interests me, right? And I'm just like, let me just dump my. I actually mentor people in content writing. I didn't say because I'm a mentor somewhere, I'll not be doing internship in Ingressive for good. No, I didn't do that. I was humble enough to like start from the scratch. Do you understand? Now I've grown, and I feel like if I put in more effort, I'll grow more in this role. I hope that help you, right? I hope it does. Can you still hear me at all?
Yeah, I did. Thank you.
Beautiful. I'm glad to hear that. So, any other question?
Yeah. Sorry, can you hear me?
I hear you.
Yeah, it's been an awesome session so far. But please, I have some
Okay.
questions and like some questions regarding Jude CV. Um,
Okay.
yeah, Jude CV is one of those CV they call CV intimidation because a lot of policy, a lot of everything is just God, what
Okay,
happened
that's really
now?
Yeah.
interesting.
Now, but like, there's some things I want to like to be sure of, like, cause I was watching a YouTube video about writing a proper CV, and like there was a part that says like you should you should never put your picture on a CV. So, but like
Mm-hmm.
when you're talking, you're saying like it depends on the kind of gig you're applying for. Probably it's like the kind of job, like your facial expression, like your face is part of the selling point that you added. So like I'm trying to clarify, like I'm trying to ask you for clarity on that. Like, is there something like is the part there's a kind of CV that you write that you put pictures, or the normal standard one is like you don't put pictures to your CV?
Okay. Thank you for
Now,
that question.
yeah, that's one.
Okay.
The second, like okay, I'm this kind of person like um I've really never worked in the organization before. I've never done anything organization or official, but like I'm like in crypto trader. I'm trading blockchain, Web3 stuffs like that. Like, and all of these things more of like personal stuff to yourself. Like you do research, you do analysis, and like take decisions, buy coins, stuffs like that. Like, is there a way you can you know now applying to like trying to dive into digital marketing, content marketing, stuff like that? Is there a way you can like paparazzi your CV? Okay, like okay, on the Web3 like on the part of like the blockchain, I've worked in some companies, like I've worked with some like projects, like Web3 project, but it's more of like all these managerial, like all these like collab manager, like you help them to to relate to a particular other project, collect
Okay.
data, you submit file, you run background check on like on some blockchain stuff, like okay, this contract, blah blah blah, stuff like that. But it's not like it's a company that exists in the physical world. You get what I'm trying to say? Like it's
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah,
Web
yeah.
three. So like even on my CV is more of like Web three, and like you go and check, you can only see the Twitter page and you can check the website, but you don't have a physical address. It's more of like soft,
Mm-hmm.
like like online everything. Like is there a way to like to groom? Because most of my CV, like my CV is like I wrote more of those skills like collab manager, blah 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 on Web three, but like when what I'm trying to ask, like when you're writing a CV for, like trying to work like freelancing or anything that apply for firms and co, do you put all these soft stuffs like all these online jobs that is not related to in person or physical CVs? Because I've done it before. I've just like applied randomly to like
Mm-hmm.
some companies like just for fun, and like some of them give me feedback like I would like to talk to you about, although I don't go because it's just like for fun for them, just like catching cruise with like how much are they going to pay me, like, but like I was actually applying to just see if it's actually relevant, but I'm trying to ask like to be sure like yo, when you're writing like CV like that is like career like person like digital marketing, the real world stuff like that, do you put all this kind of stuff like probably trading skills, blockchain, all this kind of stuff, do you put it to it when you're going to career that is like it's not like two different sides, like transition into content marketing, digital marketing, and the like. That's that. Then on Jude CV, I want to ask. I don't know if you can see I can see the CV. Like there's a part I wanted to. I don't know if you can bring back the CV.
Yeah, can
Yeah,
you say it now?
yeah, I can. Ma. Like the down part. You said you loved it. Like the part of go down a little bit. The part of this part I was analyzing all the okay, like if you like what I want to
Okay,
ask
is
is
it
like
the experience part?
is it really needed? Like do I really have to put stuff like that there? Let me
It
see.
Like
means the
tools? Is it
tools,
here? Which
the
ones? The
tools.
tools?
Yeah, number
Is
one
it
is the
this one?
tools that yeah, the tools, number one, like two it's like like what I'm trying is like is it like what I've always known or watched on like on YouTube or on stuff or people that is like there's some stuff that is not supposed to be on your CV, and like
Mm-hmm.
what people used to say like standard CV should be like just 1 page or 2 page
Yeah,
max,
yeah.
but like I'm saying like but on the page there's some stuff that should be there and there's some stuff that should not be there at all. Like do you think like all these tools should be on the CV? Like is it an official stuff like should be standard like on the CV? That's one. Second is like the since and you there's a part that you didn't talk about on his experience. He wrote one part like the first job to present, then another job again to present. You didn't talk about that part, but I feel like probably just you didn't notice, ma'am.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
like see, have you seen the two like
Oh, yeah, I can
October
see.
2020 to present, then January 2023 to present?
Mm-hmm. All right. So I'm going to.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me first start from here. Why he didn't say
Okay.
anything is because that means that he's working in two places, right? He's taking on two jobs, like he's working in two places. I think that's what this means. And why I didn't say anything is because, well, you can work in four organizations if you can, and you can still be applying for jobs. You should know how you talk to your recruiter that you have four jobs or you have two jobs and you're still looking for a job. How do you intend to manage it? Manage everything. Do you understand? So what that means is I think it's personal. Like you have your reason for working in two jobs and comfortably putting it on your CV and even looking to apply to more jobs. I mean, like, however you want to handle that, it's up to you. Do you get? If you feel like, okay, I'm going to put end here, like I'm no longer working here. It's still up to you, basically, right? It's still up to you. So that being said, I know you asked a couple
I,
of questions. I'm going to
I just want to ask,
um.
can I say something, please?
All right, all right.
Okay. Is it Damilola Akinkudu or Emmanuel that asked that question? Now, next time enterprise happened to be my personal business. You understand? So I started it when I was in school. So I used to sell things on Facebook. Before I went studied digital marketing, I used to do it was organic adverts. So the experience I had there, I don't just want to let it go. So I had to put freelance. You know, I made it look as if I'm an employee. You understand? So that is just the reason why you see it there. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for clarifying. Yeah, I saw Phil. I didn't even take note of that. Actually, so you can hear him now. Like, is reason when he's called for an interview and they ask, you simply say that, and however the recruiter wants to further the question from there is up to the recruiter. So it's not a big deal at all. If all your job experience, if you are still there, put present there. And if you know you don't want to put present, it's really personal. So about the picture, I said like no, I was emphatic on the point that the reason why is not like I wouldn't say accepted. Initially I said I will not tell you what's accepted or not because recruiters are different. Templates There are different templates to a CV. If you go on Canva and you type CV, like create a CV, most templates you see the parts where they ask you to put a picture there. So it's really subjective. So, but why I would say like it won't work is because of unconscious bias. It's as simple as that. And that is why some people, you ask them to put picture, they'll put a selfie. Not everybody have a professional headshot picture. Not everybody know what a professional picture looks like. Some people, they might be having face cap on and having this 30 billion gang necklace. Some people might even be, the face cap can be upside down. Like a lot of ridiculousness, right? And your Canva will not tell you like don't put this picture does not work. Even the picture that works safe. I mean, like your recruiter can say I don't want a female. I'm not like she might. I don't know. Like it's just really subjective. It creates a lot of bias, which can be unconscious. You might be, but that's another. I mean, like you don't look like someone that is LD. You don't look capable. You don't. You know, some people don't look like what they can do, right? And I'm just at the back of my mind. I'm already not interested. Even if your CV is very beautiful and all of those things, I'm just because you look like this. I don't want to be seeing this face every day. That's one major reason why they will ask you. It's just like people that put their religion, their ethnicity, their political affiliations on their. A lot of people do that, and it's wrong. It's really wrong because it's subjective, right? You are just setting yourself up. You're going to shoot yourself in the leg because you don't know who is going to review your CV. You don't know, right? And it's not like you're applying to become a politician. It's not like a requirement. So please don't. Okay, don't. That's why some people will be emphatic about it. Like, don't put it. They will not tell you why. So now I'm telling you why. If after hearing this thing, you still feel like I'm too beautiful, I'm too handsome. Everybody must know that I'm handsome when they look at my CV and you put it there. Well, I don't know, but whatever you get is up to you. So, but for roles um like like I said earlier, if you're looking to apply for maybe you want to become a model and they have to send your CV. Again, what is even more professional in that regard is to have your pictures, your photos in a drive, then attach instead of you attaching a portfolio link, put your drive link because you're a model, right? So what they want to see is your the result of being a model. Like your I don't know if it's only pictures that is required, as a model, but they want to see pictures, of course. So you might not even now put your picture here. Your picture might not be anywhere in your CV. It can be just in a drive, and then you put it there. Do you understand? So I hope that answers that question that you asked about picture. You asked before I move to that tools, you asked the question about you being a crypto trader and you write a lot of stuff, you know a lot of things about cryptocurrency and how you want to leverage that for a social media role or a digital marketing role. Again, like we learned when we were doing, I think it was a personal brand. No, it was the real world tech marketing and your place in it. Like there are different niches in digital marketing or social media marketing. So depending on the role that you apply, I feel like you can leverage your experience as a crypto trader in so many ways. You said you write, you monitor the trade market. Sorry, I may not get a lot of these terms correctly, but bear with me, right? You say you monitor the market, you do a lot of stuff with cryptocurrency, which is, I feel like for a marketer, you watch how your products are doing. Sorry, when I say products, I mean how your content or how your post is doing. So you have this analytics mind. You are very analytics. Yeah, yeah. You see, you are very analytical. Yeah, that's the word. You're very analytical. You write content as well, meaning that the contents that you write. What are the impacts of this content? I feel like from the things that you said about cryptocurrency, you can leverage those experiences and talk about it as a marketer. I strongly feel that way. It depends on how you communicate it. Like from what you're saying and the things that you have mentioned, I think you'd have content writing skills. You are very analytical. You can analyze results, right? There's this one of, I think it was it Victor, not Victor, Oluwaseyi, that said something like, he said he loves numbers, right? When you see numbers of or sees results of maybe a campaign or anything, he knows what to do to speed up, to slow down, to all of those things. And also you might be somebody like that too as well. Like that might be your strong, yeah, like your strength, right? So you can leverage it as a marketer. Marketing is actually wide. Like you can leverage it to whole lot of things. You can say you are marketing your cryptocurrency kinikon kinikon, and you say how you are marketing. You see all of the stories that you just told us here now. Really interesting. I feel like I should ask a follow up question like, how can I also become a crypto trader? Because you sound really convincing, like you know your stuff, and I'm interested. Like you know what you can do to make things move, and you like literally just marketed cryptocurrency to me, to us probably. Do you get the gist now? So I feel like you can leverage it a whole lot. Depends on how you communicate it, and if you understand the concept of marketing and you understand your niche, you can leverage it beautifully. Beautifully, again, understand it and know how you can communicate it. That's your career document for you. So, and your question about the tools, yeah, I said something about how there are some things. I feel like the reason why I didn't ask him to remove anything is he mentioned something about using graphics, using Kinikon. Yeah, there's something that he mentioned about graphics, about using web development in while in the service that he provides or in his experiences. So I feel like he might want to say that you can use this so and so tools. I told him to either remove this one or bring it to the bottom, depending on the role that you're applying for. If the role that you're applying for does not require web development, does not require see this communication, these tools that you can use, I think you can leave it or you can remove it. Because with your number of skills, they expect that you can use this thing. But don't forget that these skills are very important soft skills or technical skills, right? Do you understand? So this strikes more volume in skills and tools than some of the things that are here. So you might want to remove a lot of things actually. Actually, like this data science now, you might want to remove it. Yeah, you can leave me the tool that you can use, you can leave it there. SEO techniques to optimize this one. You can just say something like SEO. Like I feel like if you can rearrange this thing actually, not everything are not needed, right? But there's some things that should not be there, and some things that if you're applying for a particular role, just remove them. And some things that if you're applying for a particular role, make sure that they are there. Just understand the role that you're applying for. But they're actually all marketing tools. As a marketer, you should be able to use most of these things, right? But know when and how to use it. Did I answer your question, Emmanuel?
Is that
Emmanuel,
me? But
is
yeah,
it
yeah.
Emmanuel? Damilola, sorry. Sorry, Dami, sorry.
Where did my name go to? Hey,
I have a question. Good evening, everyone.
Hi, good evening. Sorry, hold on, please, Fisayo. I didn't get. Did I answer your question, Damnola?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, you did answer.
Okay.
You did answer.
I-
It's
All
just the
right.
part of
All right. Thank you. All right,
just like
Fisayo, go ahead.
Okay.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
So
Thank
my
you.
question is around CV and cover letter. So I have a CV that I've been using to apply for jobs and opportunities, and I've been getting in. But one particular experience that I had yesterday or slash today was that I applied for a volunteer role for a company in the US. But then the because I applied for the job on LinkedIn, like the hiring manager viewed my LinkedIn profile, and literally my LinkedIn profile is like portraying another person, or like portraying another aspect of like my career journey. So she was like, okay, what is really your end goal? I was like, okay, yes, that even yes, I'm a social media marketer, and even though I'm working in social media marketing and social media management and digital marketing, but this aspect of my life is like what I would also want to do in the long term. So she now said, oh, that she wants someone that would like be 100% focused on social media marketing and digital marketing. So like let's say in the like maybe another instance whereby I apply for the role using my resume. So this scenario now is it trying to teach me that okay I can have two different CVs, like one CV mainly for applying for digital marketing jobs or social media marketing jobs, then another CV for any other aspect of my life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, you can have 10 CVs. People
Wow.
that have a lot of experience in several, like, like I told you, I can write business plan, but you will not see it anywhere in my CV because it's not something that I want to do anymore or at any
Mm,
time. But if I see a very good gig and they want to know how I can write, like if I have past experience as a business plan, best believe I will insert it in my CV sharp sharp and
wow.
submit it. Do you get? So you can, of course, know that not every job is for you,
Mm,
and you would just understand in understanding your niche, right? You might require that you try different things. Some people want someone who is focused on social media alone. If you know that that's not something that you want to do, don't feel bad for losing that job or for not getting that job.
mm,
Shey you understand? Your own will come. But if you know that you want to do social media maybe for like some years, then you now know with this experience, you know that you need to position yourself as a social media person on your LinkedIn and your social media platforms. And another thing is that yeah, thank you for mentioning that. I want to touch bases on your LinkedIn. Ensure that your LinkedIn is optimized.
mm,
Though, so that when recruiters will look at it, what's even the essence of putting the link on your resume in the first place? They will check you out. We learned it when we were learning during one of the panel sessions. They will check you out. So they want to understand. And that's a good the recruiter is even interested enough to know to ask you like what is your end goal. Some people will just
yeah.
you are not a good fit and they'll discard they'll just but she maybe you really pick their interest, right? And she wants to know further. That was why she reached out to you. Do you understand? Right. So I
Yeah.
hope that would help. So you can have two or three CVs depending on you can have it. So just segregate. If you've done maybe you've worked in the laboratory before or you've been a medical doctor in the past. Now you want to do digital marketing. You've worked all your whole life in the hospital. I don't know, you might know. I don't know how you want to convince your recruiter that being a doctor has helped with you to become a man. I don't know. It can be because as a doctor, you might have people management skills as well. Do you get? And that might even help you. Say that. But I feel like your experience as a doctor should be a completely different life to digital marketing, right? So we have to round up now. I'm just going to like give my take on this cover letter and then we'll round up because time is fast. We're almost using 2 hours, right? So if you have questions, ask on the group. And of course, I'm the one now. I'm going to respond to you on the group. But we just have to wrap up now because some people have other things to do. All right. So this cover letter, right? Where is it? All right, it's not a bad one. I feel like there's a lot of persuasion in this cover letter as opposed to you demonstrating your strengths. Accept this letter as an expression of my interest. Why? Like I know, like of course, the fact that the person is reading it has accepted this, but something like I think it doesn't sound as it's not bad. It's not a bad English. It's not a bad use of words, but it doesn't sound assertive. Do you get? So like adjust that. Matthew Agada Ikodo, adjust that. You can say it's just be simple as saying I'm writing to express my interest in this. But when you say accept, it's like a lot of pleading and persuasion, right? I am highly motivated and progress-focused digital marketer with long-standing blah 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 blah. I have devised strategic initiatives which I believe will provide valuable to the. Oh, okay. This person writes it in response to the talent bootcamp. Yeah, that's cute, but I like that. Yeah. So the name of the company instead, we will just put it there. So the next thing I want to say is throughout my career, because I have perfected my organization and communicate. Where's your C here? Some recruiters, again, recruiters, some of them, their major is English language, and they cite, see, their Google that their glasses that they look like nerds is to cite errors. So where is your C? They'll say, do you even pay attention to details at all? Do you edit your work? That's the question that is coming to my head right now. Do you understand? So I am capable and consistent problem solvers. I am a capable and consistent problem solver, skilled, I think a comma should be somewhere there, skilled at prioritizing and managing projects with proficiency. Love that. But give us examples, please. Like say, what in my previous role, okay, I contributed teamwork, communication, and creativity towards team effort and business improvement. Like this is cute. It sounds a lot more, it just sounds a lot generic. Like there's nothing pointing to digital marketing. Any role, any industry can leverage teamwork, communication, and all. So tell me what you did as a digital marketer, right? I am progress minded, said it before, and in tune with new developments in my field of it. I have proven to be effective and collaborative with strong organization talent and enjoy collaborative brainstorming sessions. Love it, which all me to coordinate. There's something wrong here. Activities to achieve a common goal. Again, examples. You may notice a gap in my employment while reviewing my resume. During this period, I elected to take a leave from the workplace in order to go back to school. I love this explanation. I love it. I love it. It's really important. The time that I was able to commit to my education has been invaluable to me. I love this part. I feel like if you had put this one, now I'm not a recruiter, right? Though, but I feel like I have experience. I feel like if you have put this here, it would have been sure it would have like maybe in your second paragraph. Well, it's fine here, but it shows thoughtfulness, and I love this so much. The time I was able to commit to my education as an evaluate professional growth, and I am eager to be entered. Love this, like I love this paragraph so much. I am eager to re-enter the professional sphere and apply my newfound qualifications and knowledge to the job. Brilliant. Please take why please again. Say something like I'd love you to. It's not a bad use of word, but it just doesn't show strength, right? Say something like I'd love you to take a moment to review my attached resume and credentials. I would greatly appreciate the opportunity, blah 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 and all of this. So this one, please find a way to put this thing here. Just adjust your fonts, your spacing rather, right? And this page, a cover letter should be one page. I presume your resume will be more than one page. Save her the stress or saving me the stress of having to read so much story. So this one safe, it can be here. Cover letter one page. Please don't forget. And ta-da. I think that's all I have to say concerning that. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. So yeah, that's the end of the cover CV and cover letter review. And I really hope it was insightful. I hope you learned a lot of things. So you know the drill, like yeah, I feel like I wanted to say go on the chat box and thank your speaker, but then I know you do that, right? Yeah. So you go online, like post on social media what stood out for you in this session, and tag Ingressive for good so that we can reshare, and then tag me at the Lawal underscore Twitter and Instagram. Yeah, so have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, I hope that
Thank you.
Thank
um
you so much, Abdul. Thank you so
yeah,
much.
you
Thank you, Blacko.
thank you. You're welcome.
Mm.
Thank you. All right. So I want to hear your success stories, like how that you'd develop a very good CV. We'll still ask you to submit your CVs, and by the time you do, I really hope that they are going to be really, really breathtaking, so that so that as soon as we get like requests from our talent placement partners, we just send it to them. We don't have to like reach out to you to like go over to edit your resume over and over again.